Hey there, and welcome. So you did it. You went through all that paperwork, you signed on the dotted line, and you finally got the keys to your home. That is a huge, huge milestone. But, once you're all settled in, a new question starts to pop up. What's next? Well, your journey as a homeowner is really just getting started, and that's exactly what we're going to dig into today. So you might be thinking, okay, I've got the house, the big loan is sorted, is the financial journey over? And the answer is, well, not quite. See, life changes, right? Your family might get bigger, your tastes evolve, and your needs are definitely not going to stay the same. The story of your home is just beginning. Because a house isn't just a static asset, it's more like a living, breathing part of your life. It has to adapt and grow right along with you. And that's where the world of housing finance kind of opens back up, but in a totally different way than when you first bought the place. Now, we all know the basics of housing finance, right? It's the loan that helped most of us get our home in the first place. You borrow the money, and then you pay it back in those familiar monthly installments, or EMIs. This is our foundation. But it's what you build on top of that foundation that gets really interesting. So the real question becomes, what does your home need now? Are you just looking for a little refresh to make it feel new again? Or do you actually need more physical space for a growing family? Or maybe you need to unlock the value that you've built up in your home for other big life goals. Each of these questions leads you down a very different financial path. Let's start with path number one, making your current space even better. This is all about refreshing, renovating, and just beautifying what you already have. And for that, we have the home improvement loan. You can think of this as the makeover loan. It's designed specifically for things like giving the walls a fresh coat of paint, fixing that leaky plumbing you've been ignoring, or, finally getting that dream kitchen you've been pinning on Pinterest. So let's look at the nitty-gritty. This loan is really purpose-built for renovations and repairs, and you'll typically have a repayment period or tenure of about 5 to 15 years. Now, to get one, you'll need to prove you own the home, obviously, and this part is super important. You have to provide a detailed cost estimate for all the work. And don't worry, we'll talk a lot more about that key document in just a minute. But what if a makeover just isn't enough? What if you need more room to actually breathe? Well, that brings us to our second path, expansion. And this is where the home extension loan comes into play. See, this isn't just about changing the look. It's about changing the actual layout. We're talking about physically adding more space, like building a whole new bedroom, maybe enclosing a balcony to create a home office, or even adding an entire second floor to your house. So how does this one work? Well, as you can see, you start with your existing house and you just add to it. The tenure for these loans is usually longer. We're talking 10 to 20 years, because it's a much bigger project, perfect for a growing family. And to get approved, you're going to need your property papers, an officially approved building plan, and there it is again, that all-important cost estimate that details the whole project's finances. Okay, I've mentioned it twice now, so let's just pause and really focus on this key document, the cost estimate. I know this can be the most confusing part of the whole process for people, but it is absolutely essential. You can't skip it. So what is it exactly? Well, it's a super detailed breakdown, and it has to be prepared by a licensed architect or engineer. It tells the bank everything, the total cost of all the materials and the labor, the whole work plan, the different stages of construction, everything. The bank needs this to make sure the work is legit and to figure out how much they can safely lend you. It is non-negotiable. Okay, so we've covered beautifying and expanding, but there's a third path, and honestly, this one's the most flexible of all. This is about using your home to unlock extra funds for, well, whatever life decides to throw at you. Meet the top-up loan. This is an extra loan that you can get right on top of your existing home loan. See, as you pay down your original mortgage and as your property value goes up, you build something called equity. A top-up loan basically lets you borrow against that equity you've built. And right here, this is its biggest advantage, flexibility. The money isn't tied to home construction at all. You can use it for literally anything, your kid's college education, a sudden medical emergency, a wedding, you name it. The approval is usually pretty quick, especially if you have a good repayment history. And here's the best part. The interest rate is typically way lower than what you get on a standard personal loan, which makes it a really, really smart financial tool. All right, I know that was a lot of information. We've looked at 3 completely different paths. So how in the world do you choose the right one for you? Let's put it all together and figure out how to make that smart choice. let's just break it down side by side. The home improvement loan, that's for renovating, has a shorter tenure, and its use is limited to the house. The home extension loan, that's for adding space, which means a longer tenure, and again, its use is limited to the house. But look at the top-up loan. It really stands apart. Its whole purpose is to give you extra money for any personal need, making it super flexible. And the approval really just depends on your good repayment history, not on a bunch of construction plans. So if you remember just one thing from all of this, let it be this right here. It's a simple breakdown. Improvement equals beautify. Extension equals expand. And a top-up loan equals extra funds for whatever you need. Honestly, it's as simple as that. Now that you know the options, let's talk about actually making your smart move. Because no matter which loan you end up choosing, there are some golden rules you've got to follow. Think of these as your golden rules. First, and this is the big one, plan your budget and only borrow what you can truly, comfortably repay. Second, always pay your monthly installments on time. That builds a strong credit score for anything you do in the future. Third, choose your loan tenure wisely. Remember, a shorter loan means you pay way less in total interest over time. Fourth, don't just take the first offer you get. Shop around, compare rates from different lenders. And finally, please always read the fine print in the loan agreement carefully before you sign anything. The details matter a lot. So I'll leave you with this question. As you look around your own home, whether it just needs a fresh coat of paint or a new room for a new family member, or maybe it holds the key to unlocking a totally new dream, what is the next chapter in your home story?